Giants, maybe Bud Wilkinson's getting something together there now.
You know, they've lost a lot of close games. I've seen them a couple of times, and they were in every game that they played. Now it's kind of falling together, it looks like, and they could go on from here and really enjoy a good year.
Team doctor and trainer are talking to Jack Lambert on the Pittsburgh bench. I don't know if he's been shaken up. Hasn't been in the second half. He hasn't been out there yet. 1st and 10 carry doesn't get much as the Saint defense runs it down. Pat Hughes, outside linebacker on the right side, made the hit. It'll be 2nd down now and 10, no gain. Steelers scored first in this game on a 27-yard field goal by Roy Girella in the first quarter. That was on their first possession. The Saints score came on a Manning to Mahdi pass in the second quarter. Inside stands now 7-3 New Orleans. Bradshaw swings it out to Franco Harris. And the big guy from Penn State rolls out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. He has a first down for Pittsburgh.
That time here again, it was that delayed pattern to Harris. Webster, number 52, the offensive center, he comes out there in good shape and gets a piece of Merlot. And Franco Harris cuts inside and makes a nice gain. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Lynn Swann, he is wide to the right. So far today, Swann hasn't caught a pass. He came in as the leading pass receiver in the AFC with 43. Franco Harris breaks tackles at the line of scrimmage. On a first down, he carries the ball out to the 39. He got 5, knocked down by cornerback Maurice Spencer, 29.
He should have been tackled at the line of scrimmage, actually, but boy, you're not going to tackle him with arm tackles. There's a piece and miss. There's Fetterspiel overrunning the play and tries to slap him down. There's Tommy Myers trying to tackle him high and doesn't succeed, and he picks up about 5 yards on the play. Just great running, strong running by Franco Harris.
St. Louis now leading the Giants 20-0, so the Giants have collapsed. Here is a handoff going right up the middle is Rocky Bleier. First down yardage. He's out to the 48-yard line. Again, Pat Hughes was on the knockdown for the Saints. And Detroit has gone ahead of Minnesota 7-3.
They're just running right at the defense that time and getting good blocking at the point of attack. The right side of the Steeler offense, Kolb, number 55, Davis, 57, Webster again, and Mullins, Penny, all do a great job of knocking them off the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
The Saints lead the game 7-3. The Steelers are driving on their first possession of the second half. Back to Bleier, and this time Fetterspiel, the middle linebacker, is there to fill the gap, make the knockdown. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down at 10.
They run that counter play 2 times, and both times Joe Fetterspiel, number 58, did a good job of reading the blocks and keeping the play from gaining any kind of yardage. They picked up about a yard and a half on the play.
You have to wonder, Hank, when Bradshaw is going to let one rip to Lynn Swann. We saw him throw long to him earlier, but it was overthrown. Swann did have the cornerback beaten.
He gets in right field position, and he'll pump it up and get it over the top. He'll try it, I'm sure.
2nd and 8 now. He could be looking for Swann here. Bradshaw takes a look. He's going long to Lynn Swann. And the ball is tipped away by Clarence Chapman.
There's a penalty over here on the sideline. I don't know who he was against. We'll find out in just a minute. Some kind of a pass interference infraction, I'm sure. Looks like it's against the New Orleans Saints. We'll see. Yep. Pardon?
It'll now be 2nd down. Well, here's the penalty being stepped off as the ball is being moved down to the 44-yard line. Here's the call.
Illegal contact foul, number 29, defense, 1st down.
Here's a replay of Lynn Swann's pattern. Let's see if he was illegally bumped more than 5 yards downfield.
No, I think it was Stallworth coming underneath him. He was running a flat and up pattern, and even though the linebacker said, pardon me, didn't count, doesn't make any difference.
So
they still call it.
On Spencer, and here is a handoff to Franco Harris. A quick slant. He takes the ball down to the New Orleans 40-yard line. Joe Campbell, a second-year defensive end, former #1 draft choice out of Maryland to the Saints. Playing the right end, 73 was on the stop. Franco working hard, durable, fast. Here's another guy. You're talking about Chuck Muncie with his 4.5 speed. Franco Harris is pretty close to that and just as big. It's amazing the ability of some of these athletes.
Yeah, and the great thing about Harris and both Chuck, they get off the ball so quickly and get into the line of scrimmage and beyond the linebacker so fast. Here's play action.
Bradshaw's looking deep. He throws with the ball as the tight end. Grossman, he has a first down. And Randy Grossman, who you don't hear much about, but he's got a couple of the best hands for catching passes of anybody in the league, makes the reception and charges ahead for a Steeler first down. Hughes again on the stop.
It was a delayed pattern. They fake a rollout to the right side. Grossman kind of blocks to his right and then goes to his left and is wide open. Makes a nice catch and a good run. He knows where he has to go, and he makes the necessary yardage. He's met there by a host of sane tacklers, namely Ray Brown, number 27. But it's 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Alois Grooms, Alex Price, Sterling Moore, and Joe Campbell across the defensive front of New Orleans. Merlo, Fetterspiel, and Hughes backing the line as the Steelers set to break the huddle now with Webster down over the ball at center. Davis and Mullins the guards. Kolb and Ray Pinney are the tackles. Steelers trailing, but starting to mount a challenge as Bradshaw fires hard. Lynn Swann had the ball and lost it. It's ruled incomplete. No catch and fumble. Lynn Swann isn't tall. He's 6 feet tall, but he is a spectacular jumper. He is California high jump champion as a boy.
Yeah, you don't see him drop many balls like this. Bradshaw threw it right at the numbers. That's where you like for him to throw it. It's nothing but a stop pattern, turn in. The ball's right at the numbers. You can't throw him any better than that. And he's hit by Ray Brown, 27, and Spencer, 24, and drops the football. Incomplete.
So now
we're seeing two great quarterbacks out here this afternoon.
Well, we are. They're putting on a show. Bradshaw and the Steelers with a 2nd down and 10 coming up at the New Orleans 35. Again, that trap blocking you've talked about is evidence there as the Steelers bust open the Saint defensive front.
Watch Rocky Blyer. But good blocking at the point of attack again. The offensive center, you can't run that play effectively down unless the offensive center, number 52, Webster, does a good job. And both teams have excellent centers, John Hill and Webster.
Bradshaw on 3rd and 4 throws it, but too low for Rocky Blyer coming out of the backfield, and coming up nicely was the free safety Tom Myers.
That time they had a blitz. Pat Hughes was coming from the backside. He saw him, got rid of the ball before he actually wanted to, and as a result threw it into the ground and fell incomplete.
So it's 4th down and 4 now. It would be a very long field goal for Jarrella, and apparently the Steelers are going to look for the first down. So they have 4th down and 4.
Yes, there has been. Another blitz, another blitz.
Lynn Swann goes up in the air. There's that jumping ability, and Lynn Swann has a first down, and Three Rivers Stadium now thunders with a standing ovation for a superb pass-catch combination of Bradshaw to Swann.
That time it was a blitz again. Fetterspiel was coming. I tell you, he was covered well, really, by Chapman, but he just jumped up in the air and made a fantastic catch. Just incredible catch, and he has enough composure to come back down. Clarence Chapman finally makes the tackle along with Ray Brown, but it's 1st and 6 on the 6 for Pittsburgh. A beautiful must play by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Came on a 4th down, 4th and almost 4, and the Steelers now have it 1st and goal at the 6. Bradshaw's looking, he throws, ball's tipped, it's caught.
Incredible
Touchdown.
catch.
Lynn Swann.
That ball was tipped, had great concentration, and he still came up with a catch. Lynn Swann, number 88. What a beautiful play, a rollout right. The Saints were in good position to make an interception or to make a play, but it was deflected. You see Merlo going to the outside, Alois Grooms coming in, putting good pressure. Merlo tipped the ball, and Ray Brown is right there to make a play, but the concentration on the part of, there you see Merlo making the tip. Concentration by Lynn Swann is just incredible. He makes the catch, and touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And the Steelers now take a 9-7 lead, looking for a 10th point. Jarrella knuckleballs it up and through, and so with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter here at Three Rivers Stadium, the Steelers drive down the field on their first possession of the 3rd quarter and score. Terry Bradshaw throwing for the touchdown to Lynn Swann, and the Steelers rally back on their first possession of the third period to go ahead 10-7 as Bradshaw hit his 17th touchdown pass, one below his career best for a season. He had 18 one year. That's his best. He's going to surpass that this year. Chandler runs out of bounds with a kickoff return, getting across the 20.
Rich Maudie that time, number 84, got a good block, and it looked like maybe something was going to happen there, but the rest of the coverage was very good, and of course Chandler had to run it out of bounds.
Now the defense cry comes out as the Steelers send out their defensive unit. Archie Manning and the Saints, both quarterbacks have been spectacular. Bradshaw is 9 for 12 in the game for 108 yards, and the touchdown we just saw to Lynn Swann. Manning with equally impressive numbers for even more yardage. Fitzpatrick goes to Muncy. Boy, he does have that change of speed.
Penalty on the play.
Blunt and Shell knocked him down, but you can see that enormous ability of Chuck Muncy just to fake and then all of a sudden turn on the heat.
Holding on the Saints. You know, the other great thing about Muncy is the fact that you get him down the sideline and he's hard to knock off his feet and get knocked out of bounds. A lot of times the defensive back thinks, you know, he's got the angle, it's going to hit him, but he gives him a shot, and he maintains balance and goes right down the sideline. He does that as well as anybody I've ever seen as a running back.
We're going to watch him do it again here.
This is a play that he runs extremely well. He's got the ball in the wrong arm, though, as coaching coming out. He should have it in the left arm away from the pressure. Now he's changing it, puts it on the left side, whereby he can use the shoulder. You see, if he kept the ball on the other side, he couldn't have used the shoulder, because had he been hit, the ball could have been popped out, and as a result, it's bad technique. But he changed the ball. Here
Holding,
it is.
number 39, offense, first down.
Mr. Bradshaw and Mr. Swann, an all-pro combination, talking things over on the Steelers sideline. Their pass catch combination just gave the Steelers back the lead after they trailed at the half 7-3. They now lead 10-7. 8:55 to play in the third quarter. And it's 1st and 20 after the holding call against New Orleans.
Well, their plan is very obvious. They still want to run to the left as much as they possibly can when they do run, but they've thrown the ball so successfully. The draw, the trap, the screen, that kind of thing should be very effective.
Now the Steeler defense starts to play football. Dwight White submarines the offensive blocking. Lauren Taves comes in with him.
They're not going to beat this Pittsburgh team running the football down. They're going to beat them with a forward pass. And, of course, it's sticky here because they got bad field position. And I'm sure once they get it some breathing room, they'll pump the ball up and get it up in the air again. But this is the way they're going to beat Pittsburgh. They're not going to beat them running the football.
Overall, they're number 1 in the AFC in defense. They're 2nd in the conference against the rush. And they're 5th against the pass. But overall, they grade out as the number 1 defense in the American Conference. And they've not lost in their last 10 times to an NFC team here at Pittsburgh. Last team to beat them at Pittsburgh was the Rams back in 1971.
They keep changing the look that time. The tight end should be wide open.
Boy, Henry Childs living daringly as he turned his back to that defense coming up. And a fine defensive play breaks the play up and very nearly results in an interception.
He was wide open. They had a double coverage on the outside, and he was wide open getting down the middle. Watch him come off the line of scrimmage. He's open all this time. Watch him once he gets by the linebacker, but the ball is just a little bit late. And the defensive back really does a great job of making a play on that particular inside move. Tony Dungy, number 21, made the play.
So Manning now with the pressure on him, 3rd and 19, and that Steeler defense set to come full speed. As Manning takes a deep drop, and here come the Steelers. He swings it out to Muncy. He outruns Lambert, stays in bounds, but he's well short of a first down. He got 9 yards on the play, but is going to bring up 4th down now, and the Saints will have to punt the ball back to the Steelers as Ron Johnson, the rookie cornerback, made the hit. Halftime score coming in. The Cardinals looking for their 2nd victory and well on their way to it, it would appear, leading the Giants 20-0. Giants were talking wild card until this week. Detroit Lions up by a surprise score, 7-3 over the Vikings at the half. Minnesota coming off consecutive back-to-back wins now over Green Bay and Dallas by impressive scores. Blanchard just kicked it way over the return men, and Theo Bell finally caught it a la Willie Mays over the shoulder, and the coverage is good by Maudie, who makes the knockdown. He's the guy that caught the touchdown pass for New Orleans for their only score. And the Steelers go back on offense as they start to gear up now in the third quarter. Their first possession, they took it right down the field, ultimately took it in for a touchdown. And now they'll try to make it go again as the Steelers are holding to a 10-7 lead with 7:16 to play in the third quarter. That was a 60-yard punt by Blanchard. Lots of football next Sunday on CBS. Doubleheader day. First games include the Giants and the Redskins at Washington, Tampa Bay at Detroit, Atlanta at New Orleans. Chicago goes against the Vikings at Bloomington, Minnesota. Then the doubleheader games. Dallas against the surprising Green Bay Packers. And the Cardinals in San Francisco. Consult your local listings for the games and times in your area. Some cities will see only a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. And of course, Brent, Jane, and Herb, half hour before kickoff with an update on all the action around the league. And right now, Bradshaw takes a look to throw. Timing pattern, Lynn Swann intercepted. Clarence Chapman outran Lynn Swann to the ball, and the Saints have the football at the 46-yard line, their own, and they'll go back on offense with excellent field position, trailing by but 3 points.
They tried to throw the ball on the left side to Stallworth on a square and up. Maurice Spencer on the other side did a good job, number 29. He went to the right side and really threw it very poorly, and that's why the ball was intercepted. Well, let's see if he pumps the ball up on first down, Don, and see what he does here with good field position on 1st and 10.
The interception by Clarence Chapman giving the Saints that good field position. Here comes Ike Harris in motion. He's cut some nice ones today in the first half. And Manning is going to take a look at that play action throw, and he's got Henry Childs as tight end for a first down. You talked about Henry Childs at the outset, Hank, as a premier tight end. He doesn't get a lot of press, but he sure gets open.
Oh, he's as good as anybody in the league. It's a play action pass, a good call. Against the zone defense, the tight end's got to be open. There's no way you can cover him the way they're trying to play zone coverages. And I alluded to this early in the game, but Henry Childs that time was wide open, and a good call on 1st and 10 by Archie Manning.
Originally drafted in the 5th round, Henry Childs went to Atlanta that year in 1974. Joined the Saints that same season as a free agent. So the Saints now starting them out a challenge.
Here's that same play they started the game with.
Timing pattern, they're going to Chuck Muncie. Lauren Taves, the outside linebacker, staying right with him. Muncie could not get to the ball. I think Manning wisely put it out of reach.
Yes, the last time they did that with the same fake, they hit Tinker Owens on a stop pattern. He was wide open. This time he ran deep, and they tried to swing Chuck Muncie behind him, but the linebacker Taves, 51, did a good job of covering, and Archie very wisely threw the ball over the top and incomplete.
Manning has now thrown the ball 15 times in the game, has completed 11 for 172 yards and 1 touchdown. The Saints only scored a Rich Monty, and he's been intercepted once. That's by Jack Lambert.
The linebackers are getting good depth. Could be a good opportunity for him to get the ball to the back some too. This time they're in a bump and run. See if Archie tries to change the ball. It's a blitz. It's a blitz, and they're trying to throw the ball up on top.
Oh, very close to a flag on Shell, who was covering Childs, and Childs is sure looking for one, but none was forthcoming.
Henry Childs, that time they were blitzing. Archie threw the ball to Henry Childs, who was open. It was definitely pass interference, and the official didn't call it. There was no question about it. It was definitely pass interference.
No. So the Steelers defense gets a very big break. That would have been an automatic first down for the Saints, says Dick Nolan. I'm sure not very happy with that development. Saints will now have the ball 3rd down and 10. You recall that go-ahead touchdown drive was highlighted by a 4th down pass by Bradshaw, 4th and 4, that went all the way down to the 5-yard line, where it was goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers with a first down. They subsequently hit Lynn Swann for the touchdown.
The outside receiver, they're doubling again this time. This time they're throwing deep. Oh, it's a bad throw.
Mel Blount wanted it. Tony Dungy had it. Blount came in front of him and blew an interception.
Blount actually tried to intercept the ball from Dungy. It would have been a very easy interception, but Archie throws the ball downfield a little bit too long, and you see Blount and Dungy both there to make the play. Either one of them make the catch, and now it's a 4th down situation for the Saints.
And so the Saints now come out of the huddle setting for a long field goal attempt. The holder is Blanchard. He can throw the football. 51-yard attempt by Nickema. He can kick it that far.
He's got a good strong leg. If he gets the ball up, get the flats up, he might get it through there.
Well, he's got long enough. But unfortunately for the Saints, he does not have it through the uprights. And so it goes as a long touchback. No, not really. It goes back to the line of scrimmage on the play, so it'll come outside the 20. And it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they hold to a 10-7 lead. We have 5:56 left to play in the 3rd period. We'll be back in a moment. And here are some other scores coming in from around the league. The Philadelphia Eagles holding the 7-3 lead over the Green Bay Packers at Veterans Stadium. The Cardinals with a halftime lead, a decided advantage 20-0 over the Giants. Atlanta leading San Francisco in the 2nd quarter 7-3. Detroit up over Minnesota at the half at Bloomington, Minnesota 7-3. And New England, a team that's really starting to cook, leading the Buffalo Bills 14-3. Houston and Cleveland scoreless in the 1st quarter. This is Don Criqui with Hank Stram, Three River Stadium, Pittsburgh. Steelers have the ball in the lead 10-7. Saints get tough. Saints have not given up many points this year. An improving defense. They've given up a total now of 27 points over their last 3 victories, 3 straight victories. 10 points here to the Steelers today. They've had trouble defending against the run, though, overall. That's been their one area they've had the problem with. Giving up yardage to the run. It's given up a lot of yardage, but not that many points. The Saints defense, that bend but doesn't break theorem holding here. Bradshaw fires. Lynn Swann catches, 48-yard line, 1st down Pittsburgh. Clarence Chapman hit him, the man who intercepted a little bit earlier for New Orleans.
That time they had a slot to the right with Swann, Stallworth on the same side. The backs go to the opposite direction. Bradshaw sets up nicely and throws the ball again right at the numbers on a stop pattern right in front of Clarence Chapman, number 24, and it's good for a 1st down.
Maurice Spencer's the cornerback to the right side for New Orleans. Clarence Chapman to the left. He's up against All-Pro Lynn Swann, and Starworth on the other flank for Pittsburgh's just about as good. Franco Harris change of pace move, and Harris breaks tackles, goes out of bounds at the Saint 45-yard line. Tom Myers running him out. Franco Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the great backs in the history of the game. 7,000 yards and 7 seasons in the NFL, and he's going to play a lot more. Durable, fast, catches the ball, blocks.
John Cobb that time did a good job on the defensive right end. Joe Campbell, number 73, that made that run possible.
It's going to be 2nd down and about 3. Harris has 42 yards and 10 carries today. And over 700 for the season. Back to Franco Harris, and again hit at the line of scrimmage. He spins away and comes very close to a 1st down. Pat Hughes finally threw him down. You look at sold out Three River Stadium here in Pittsburgh. Somebody asked Art Rooney, the 78-year-old president of the Steelers, if it's still as big a thrill winning these days as it used to be in the early days of the NFL. He said big thrill in the early days wasn't winning, it was meeting the payroll on Monday.
And winning's a big thrill. I don't care when you play. 30 years ago, today, 15 years ago, whenever you win, it's always a big thrill.
There is Chuck Noll now in his 10th year as the head coach of the Steelers. His first season 1969. They won 1 game, lost 13. They subsequently drafted Terry Bradshaw #1 in the next draft. And it was very few years later that they had consecutive Super Bowl rings to wear.
And they really put together one of the outstanding football teams in the National Football League, which is very obvious. You don't win by accident. You win with people, and this is exactly what these people are doing.
Noll was an assistant coach at San Diego and Baltimore before coming to Pittsburgh in '69. 3rd down and inches for the Steelers. 43-yard line of New Orleans. Franco Harris gets that and a whole lot more, and had he not been tripped, he might have gone a long way. Tommy Myers saved a big gainer.
It was just a straight ahead shot. Good blocking on the part of the left tackle, Cobb, and Davis, the left guard. They ran at Derlin Moore that time, and Joe Campbell, and did a good job of making yardage on the play. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Our spotter, Bernie McGinley, very close to the Steeler organization, says that the general consensus seems to be, while they don't like to talk about it, this could very definitely be a team just every bit as good as the 2 teams that won Super Bowls. Staying healthy, as Shula's always said, is such a vital aspect to winning. Going the distance. Bradshaw with an arm like a cannon guns the ball with a flick of the wrist, 25 yards straight downfield, and Blyer catches it coming back for a 1st down.
Boy, Blyer did a good job of coming back.
Look at him throw this, though.
Yeah, watch it, and he doesn't.
What an arm.
See, and he doesn't throw it off on balance very well either that time. He's throwing to his left. The important thing, the thing that made that play successful was the fact that Rocky Blyer had the presence to come right back for the ball, and he caught it right off the turf. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
So the Steelers start to get their act together here in the 3rd quarter. Their first possession, they drove for a touchdown. Now they could be moving towards another score as Bradshaw looks. He throws, man is open. Grossman, who has just spectacular hands, and Grossman catches the ball at the 11. They say if it's near Grossman, he's going to get it.
Boy, he sucked that ball right up like he had vacuum sweepers on his hands. I don't know how he caught that one that time, because he was low and he was running to the right. Watch him. And actually the coverage was not bad by Ray Brown, number 27. And actually, if you're going to throw the ball, the guy that you want to find in that secondary is Ray Brown, 27. They located him that time and had a man-for-man situation. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Looks like they're going to run to the left. Let's see what they do.
Run to the left. And pretty well as they get the ball down close to the 5. Bradshaw's now thrown 16 for the Steelers. Has completed 12 for 147 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And a 10-7 lead right now for Pittsburgh as the 3rd quarter shows 2:30 to play in it and the clock running. 2nd down and 5 coming up now for the Steelers. They conceivably could get another 1st down on this drive. They have to advance the ball to the 1 to do that.
Looks like they're going to run right this time. Let's see if they do. Yep.
Quarterback's going to run right. He's going to look into the end zone. And Joe Fetterspiel had a gift there but couldn't hold on. Very nearly an interception as Bradshaw threw a very errant pass.
Yes, he did. As a rollout to the right, it was very obvious they were going to do something to the right to where their backs cheated. Stallworth fell in the end zone. That's who he was trying to throw the ball to, and Fetterspiel made a good play and really had a good chance to intercept that ball.
Bradshaw is the only quarterback in the NFL who's thrown at least 1 touchdown pass in every game this season. He's also been a great 3rd down quarterback, passing for over 700 yards on 3rd downs this season. Sidney Thornton's in the game. Here's a bull of a back out of Northwest Louisiana, number 38. He leads the blocking as Franco Harris pushes and drives and gets himself down to the 3-yard line. Derlin Moore knocked him down. A lot of strong people out there. Your Kansas City teams, Hank, were some of the first to really go into very extensive weight training. Now everybody's doing that. You got to be strong to play this game.
Yes, and of course the great thing about it is it develops players, it develops strength, and really permits them to play an overextended period of time. We started our program in 1963 and had off-season programs, but during the 5-year period that we won so much, Don, we never had one major operation of any kind, which is a great tribute to the fact that we use weights in development. Alvin Roy did a great job for us in that respect.
Right now, Jarrell is going to try a field goal with Colquitt holding. Got plenty of distance, and Jarrell, who came into the game hitting 7 of 14 field goal tries, is 2 for 2 today, and the Steelers extend their lead to 13-7. So with 1 minute and 22 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Steelers, after trailing at the half 7-3, now lead the New Orleans Saints 13-7.